Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all praise honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and to the apostle of Great Millstone, and enough respect to the brothers out there pushing and spreading the truth, which is the gospel of Yahweh Bahashem Yashai to the focus of the world. Now, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yashai, I just want to do a quick video concerning the name of Yahweh Shai, seeing as how it hinges on our survival. Okay, it our very soul depends on knowing the name of Yahweh Shai. Right now, this video is inspired by another video that I saw from. Let me share my screen real quick. It's like here. All right, there we go. Yeah, so this video is inspired by the video that GMS Vegas sit down one for the 4,000 did. All right, and so through the spirit, I hope this is edifying unto the elect. But what I'm gonna try to do is brothers have already made very edifying video, very great videos, okay, concerning the name of Yahweh Shai, and I'm just gonna try to I guess make us consider how names work from a different perspective, okay, because the doctrine that these men IUIC are pushing does not make any sense at all, okay. And so when we go into our First Thessalonians chapter 1 verse 3, it says let me select here. Let me start from verse 1. First Thessalonians chapter 3, start from verse 1. It says, wherefore, when we could no longer forbear, we thought it good, okay, to be left at Athens alone, and sent Timotheus, our brother and minister of God, and our fellow laborer in the gospel of Hamashiach, to establish you and to comfort you concerning your faith, that no man should be moved by these affliction, for yourself know that we were appointed thereunto. For verily, when we were with you, we told you before that we should suffer tribulations, even as it came to pass, and ye know. For this cause, when I could no longer forbear, I sent to know your faith. All right, and there's a key point. I sent to know your faith, lest by some means the tempter, okay, which we all know who that is based on this video, have tempted you, all right, those that are trying to say that the name of Yahweh Shai does not matter, the tempter that tempted you, and our labor be in vain. And this is what we ought to try to the best of our ability to prevent, okay, to not do all this work just so the devil, okay, can bring us down. We want to be the seed that fell on good grounds and sprung up and bore good roots, okay, and we receive the rewards of our works. So with that out the way, I want to get on. Let me see if I can play a little bit on that video, and then just get it from there. And it's good to get stuck in the name. Okay, it's good to believe that the name is so important that your life depends on it. It's good. Okay, if you ever meet somebody who tells you the name of Yahweh Shai does not matter, he's a devil, man. So apparently, when Yahweh Shai came upon the earth, he had no name. Okay, he healed people. Okay, he went from point A to point B, did all the miracles, didn't leave a name. Okay, sent his apostles out there without any identification as to who he is. Just go and tell him that a man healed another man, right, from blindness. A man raised another man from death, and just leave it at that and go your way. And this is what these men are trying to push, man. You see, when you really sit down and you consider the words that are coming from their mouth, you're gonna realize that it's just it's nonsense. It's nonsensical, man. It makes no sense whatsoever. When Moses went when the Most High sent Moses out into Egypt, why do you think Moses asked who it is that sent him? In Exodus 3 and 14 says, if I go, who should I say sent me? Why is Moses asking these things? Because apparently Moses has already been given had already received the gift of the works. He was able to turn the staff into a serpent. He was able to put his hands into his bosom, put it out, and it became leprosy. Put it back in. That's healing right there. Okay, but why is it Moses has all these works, but why does he ask for the name? Because he knows that the name matters. The name is important, man. And that's the thing that Yahawashi, that's like, look, right? Let's say, uh, 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 um, like your pops, right? Your pops took care of you, did 60 hours, okay? Did overtime, back hurting, neck is hurting, you know, doing all these things so you can have a comfortable bed, okay? So you can have a heater, right? So you can have the clothes and the nice clothes too. Your pops want you, your pops want you dipped in butter, so he got you all these things, feed you, took you to school, okay? Did all the things for you to be comfortable in life. And when it's time for you to when it's time for you to appreciate him, do you just remember his works and then give credit to an anonymous person? If your father was 6 foot tall and had dreadlocks, do you just say, "Oh, I'm thankful that a 6 foot a 6 feet person with dreadlocks took care of me"? No, you're gonna say his name. You're going to identify him, man, to its fullest extent, and that's what we're trying to stress out here. And all that madness about the Most High never gave us the name of the Son is ridiculous, man. You can't go to a man and preach of anonymous and tell a man that there's this specific man who healed this man. He did this, did that. He rose from the dead on the third day, and he did. And then when the person asks you, okay, well, who is he? And then you just gonna tell him, well, we don't know. You can call him whatever you want. You can. It doesn't make sense, you know. So what I'm trying to do is that he's emphasizing on the word English. Their excuse for not using the name Yahawashi is because they're teaching in English and they want to make sure that people understand who it is that they preach about. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to prove to you that names that does not work that way. Okay, I'm going to go into the scriptures, okay, and show you that that the men in the scriptures who have Hebrew names, when you look at their names in Greek, the meaning of their names is not what Greek. I'm just going to show you right now, but I just want to make sure. I forgot to check if the sound is working, so let me check on that right now. All right, cool. So, for example, right, let's look at Noah. The scripture says that it shall be in the days of Noah, right? Yep, Luke 17:26. All right. It says, and as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. So when you look at the word Noah, the word Noah means rest, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, right. The word Noah means rest, but in Greek, this isn't the word for rest. This is Greek words used to write Noah. That's all it is, pretty much. Okay, so when we look at rest and we try to find it in Greek, you just put rest and get into the New Testament. Okay, let's just pick any word. Right. Look at this. That's way off. That's two different words. But if Noah's name is rest, why isn't this? Why wasn't this in place of Noah? You get what I'm trying to say? Okay, let's look at Shalom to all the Akims in the comment board. Let's look at John. Yeah, that might be a bit complicated, but I see them precepts in the comment board. I'm gonna get to it soon. If we look at John, right? So that's the pronunciation, and it says what John means Yahweh is a gracious giver. Okay, so let's look at each of these words. Right, we're gonna look at giver in Greek, and we're gonna see if there's elements of those words in there. Okay, giver. Okay, again, this is also a different word because a name is not a name is like it's a name for a reason. Your name does not, when even though it may have a meaning and the meaning may translate, but your name stays the same. And I'm also going to prove that amongst Jake's, right? The things Jake even understands this. Let's see. All right, so that's it on that. Let's look at Jake names, right? Now, the part that I want to focus on was this part right here. It says this naming tradition is shared throughout West Africa and the African diaspora during the 18th to 19th centuries, and enslaved people in the Caribbean. These are the Jakes. These are the southern kingdoms that I want to focus on. It says in the Caribbeans, from the region that is modern day Ghana, were referred to as what Coromontes. Okay, the Jakes that were brought overseas into Babylon. This was what they were referred to as. Okay, and that word simply means it says the name in both Jamaica and Suriname is derived from Fanti town of the imprisonment known as Comanche, pretty much. Okay, yeah, not that's pretty much not the point. But the point that I want to get on is okay. The point that I want to get is the names. Okay, so when you look at this word, it says Kofi, right? It says Kofi, also spelled as Koffi, was an Akan man who was captured in native West Africa and stolen from slavery to work on the plantations of Dutch colony in Berbice in present-day Guyana. In 1763, he led a major slave revolt of more than 3,800 slaves against the colonial regime. Today, he is a national hero in Guyana. Now, the name Kofi, right? When you scroll down, right, it means Friday. But if you meet a Caribbean, okay, if someone from Caribbean comes over to Babylon and his name is Kofi, and this is his name, and you call him Friday, he will not respond. And if you take a man, okay, from West Africa, okay, whose name is Kofi, and you'd call him Friday, he will not respond because names does not work that way, pretty much. And that's the way I want us to consider when it comes to the name of Yahawashi, okay? Because I've seen this pattern over and over again. Whenever it comes to when common sense, right? Whenever something is supposed to be whenever something is sensible, it's sensible in a carnal sense when it comes to men. See, a man can get mad, a man can be full of wrath, but when it comes to the Most High, people treat it as though he's unrighteous to be angry. You see what I'm saying? It's sensible for man to be angry, but in this world, it is nonsensical for the Most High to be angry. It is sensible for a man to have favorites, to have people whom he loves, but it is implausible. But it is what unacceptable for the Most High to have favorites and love, and have his loved ones and hated ones. You get what I'm trying to say? And just like it is sensible for people to have these type of names that does not translate to another language. But when it comes to the name of Yahawashi, apparently that common sense does not hold weight. You get what I'm trying to say? So let's get into the comment board right now. Let's get it. No. Proverbs chapter 30, verse 4, it says, "Who has ascended into heaven or descended, who has gathered the wings in his fist, and who has bound the waters in a garment, and who has established all the ends of the earth? What is his name, and what is his son's name, if thou canst tell?" Pretty much. So the name is very, very important, man. The name is saving your souls. It is dependent on you knowing the name, the true name of Yahawashi. Because if these men walking around talking about you can call Yahawashi whatever name you want to call him, then by that logic, a man can call Yahawashi Satan, a man can call the Most High the devil, right? Because by that logic, you can do that. But by that logic, a man can call the Most High Baal. A man can call Yahawashi Ishtar, but it doesn't work that way. It makes no freaking sense. You can say, well, that's Ishtar is the one that died and rose from the grave. There are Egyptian gods the Egyptian mythology gods that died and rose up. Okay, and I think there's a whole argument going on trying to some bullshit attempts of these scholars to say that the Bible is stolen from the Egyptians, but really it isn't. It's a whole bunch of crap. It's bullshit. Okay, those Osiris gods that arose from the grave, it's in no way, shape, or form similar to the scriptures at all. Okay, it's not. All right. You have gods having sex with their mother and all these shit. It's complete nonsense, man. It has no relationship with the scriptures whatsoever. But the point that I'm trying to say is that you see how it works. Um, a god that first lived, go to the underworld and came back in one mythology it's in a way could be described as Yahawashi, but without the name, the world can simply be led astray and give all that credit to that other false god. You get what I'm trying to say? The name is very, very important, man. Exodus chapter 3, verse 13, it says, "And Moses said unto God, Behold, when I came unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, The God of your fathers has sent me unto you, and they shall say unto me, What is his name?" Because they definitely going to, because when you talk about somebody, they want to know who it is that you're talking about. That's human nature. That's how you describe somebody. You describe their works, what they look like, but I want to know who he is. Like, what's his name? You know, if I'm going to look for him, how do I find him? How do I communicate with him? And the Most High, and again too, this is after the fact that the Most High has shown Moses his works. The Most High has given Moses the ability to do his works, but without the name, it wasn't enough, because you can do all these things and somebody can give the credit to something else. We live in the works of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. The world, the reality itself, it's the work of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But what are these so-called scientists doing? They give credit to evolution. They speak of the works of Yahweh Shai, but yeah, but they don't give credit onto him, because the name matters. It's the works and the name. Because it is true that you can believe the name exists, you can believe the man existed and not believe in the works, which ultimately you don't believe in the actual person. It's true. Okay, the works matters, but the works cannot exist without the name, and the name cannot exist without the works. And ultimately the name matters. This is pretty much what I'm trying to say. So that whole rhetoric on, oh, because we're using English, we don't have to know the proper name, is just nonsense. It does not, it makes no sense. And like I read in First Thessalonians, we shouldn't let these tempters, okay, tempt you, so that all your labors shall be in vain. Everything that you've done in this truth, okay, be I wasn't even sharing my screen, you know. Um, it says Romans chapter 10 verse 13. It says, "For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved." That's right, you know. Shall and you know what it is, you know, it's like, um, okay, you pray to the Most High, you pray, you're praying, and then you go in the name of the man who walked on sea, like, by man. So who is he? You know, or I pray in the name of the man that healed the blind man. Who is he? Well, I don't know. Me, his name is deodorant, pretty much. And then you expect to be saved? You're an idiot, man. These people out here are gonna get a lot of people killed, man. um, so let's get into it. Acts chapter 4, verse 12. It says, starting from verse 10, it says, "Be it known unto you all and to all the people of Israel that by the name of Yahawashi HaMashiach of Nazareth, okay, by the name whom ye crucified, whom God raised from the dead, even by him does this man stand here before you whole." So this is the works, okay, healing the man, and this is what the name made manifest. So the name is coupled with the works. The name can never be diminished, man. It doesn't work. It's common sense. It says, "This is the stone which was set at naught for you builders, which has become the head of the corner. Neither is there any salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given amongst men whereby we must be saved." That's it, you know. So, hey, with that, I hope to get through the precepts. Um, much, yeah. Another instance of the name, yeah, and another way of looking at it, the works cannot be done, okay, without the name. All right, you need the works to do the name. You need a name to do the works, pretty much. You know, Salakia for. But you need a name to do the works. This is actually for 3 verse 6. It says, "Then Peter said, Silver and gold have I none, but such as I have, I give thee. In the name of Yahawashi HaMashiach of Nazareth, rise and walk." And he took him by his right hand and lifted him up, and immediately his feet and ankles bones received strength. Because when you look at somebody who has not used his legs for a while, the reason that lame men have skinny legs is because when you don't use your muscles, the muscle shrinks pretty much. You know, and just like how when you work out, your muscles get bigger. When you don't use them, they shrink pretty much. And the scripture tells you that here it is, a man that has not used his leg for a while, to the point where his legs shrunk to the bones. It says immediately his feet and ankle bones received strength. Okay, and he leaped and stood and walked and entered with them into the temple, walking and leaping and praising God. And all the people saw him walking and praising God, and they knew that it was he which sat for alms at the beautiful gate of the temple. And they were filled with wonder and amazement at that which had happened unto him, pretty much, you know. So here it is. He's praising God. He's praising God. What is he doing at that moment? Is he saying, "I can walk, I can walk, I can walk"? Is that all he's saying? No, he's probably saying, "Hey, the wadi, how about Shema Shah, I can walk. Hey, the wadi, dancing, doing a crib walk and all that, you know, giving praise unto the Lord." You have to mention the name of the Lord to give thanks unto the Lord, pretty much. So hey, this is and then and then they like they also they titled the video "GMS Receives Spiritual Lashing." Like, what? Hey, so with that, I hope notification goes out to the brothers and sisters that listen. I would say Shalom, Yahweh Shem Shai Brakatham. To the few Akhof that also listening in truth and sincerity, I also want to say Shalom, Yahweh Shem Shai Brakatham. Yeah, it's like yeah. So with that, I hope this was edifying. May the blessing of blessing be upon our houses, man. So until the next one, shalom.